There are so many fascinating and interesting ways to build rapport with customers, connect with customers, and make them feel like you're one of their kinds of people. It's inexhaustible how many different ways you can do this. But the first one is actually not one that you're normally going to think of. There's all sorts of different ways that you can get them talking about things that are in common or match them subconsciously or all of that. But the best way to really connect with someone is to ask good questions. Asking good questions is one of the most potent things that you can do to really connect with a customer. Well, what do I mean? Well, I heard from a long time ago from a good friend of mine, Brad. He said, you can always tell a lot about somebody by the quality of the questions that they ask. Nobody likes somebody who talks about themselves all the time. Really think about it. And definitely get it in sales. And if this is you, please listen to this. Nobody wants to hear monologues and soliloquies and endless stories about somebody talking about themselves. It's annoying and it's not relevant to anybody and it doesn't help anybody connect or get to know anyone any better, right? The way that you want to connect with people is you ask really good questions. Well, what is a really good question? A good question is a question that gives you a really interesting answer. People want to talk about things that they're passionate about. People want to talk about things that they know a lot about, or people want to talk about themselves, things that really matter to them. So right off the bat, if you're getting to know somebody, especially if you're doing business, if you're in a business-to-business context or even in a low-ticket context, you want to be able to establish rapport very quickly. And being able to get to know somebody, asking good questions about somebody is the most important thing that you can do. The other benefit of being good at asking good questions is that it prevents what I call Groundhog Day. So within my businesses, I run businesses in 3 separate cities in Australia. It's a lot of interviewing. We're constantly hiring, we're constantly growing and taking on new staff. And the problem I had was that I was rehearsing the same old interview script, asking the same question every single time. And I was ready to pull my hair out. I was just so bored. Every single day felt like the same day. That's the reference, Groundhog Day. If you haven't seen the movie with Bill Murray, watch it right after you watch Step Brothers. But the whole idea behind Groundhog Day is that he wakes up and it's the same day over and over and over. And you never want that, especially in sales, something that requires you to be inspired and motivated and hungry. It's very important that you keep it fresh for yourself. Well, how do you keep it fresh? And that was the problem that I found. I really hit this wall of man, I can't do any more interviews. I just can't. I need someone else to do them. But I realized I was doing all the talking and I wasn't doing an awful lot of listening. And so what I started doing was focusing on asking really good questions. Asking questions where I watched people get inspired. Asking questions where I learned something that I didn't know otherwise. That's what kept it interesting. I love learning things. I love finding out something new and having that in the back of my head to draw on at any given time. And the more that people can teach me, you find that most people actually really enjoy educating people about something that they're passionate about. Number one, it makes them feel important, but 2, you give them a good feeling because they're reminiscing on things that they find important. It's really, really powerful to be able to ask the kind of questions that make people enjoy themselves. And guess what? If you're asking good questions that make people see that you're interested in what they're interested in, you've just built rapport. Now, what should we be doing if we're asking good questions? Well, it's actually simple. The reference I use is called striking oil, right? You imagine the old pioneers, like the There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis. They went out and they would look for different oil wells and they would find it, they'd dig in, and all of a sudden oil started shooting out, and guess what? They were rich. Well, sales works exactly the same way. You want to tap around. You want to dig around for things that they might be passionate about. And then eventually you're going to strike oil. What do I mean by striking oil? You will see a noticeable change in their demeanor. They will show more passion. You'll see their eyebrows go up. You'll see them lean forward instead of backwards, which is a subconscious gesture to show that someone's more interested. That's a good one. If you ever see someone lean forward, keep talking about what you're talking about, right? And you'll see noticeable change in what they do, and to show that they're more passionate than they were a second ago. That means you've struck oil. So what should you do once you've gotten onto a topic where someone is passionate? ask more questions about that topic. The more that you can ask about, or the more that you can relate experiences or even share stories that are pertinent to what you're talking about, the more the customer is going to have fun. And guess what? If a customer is having fun and a customer is similar to you, you are going to have a drastically better pitch. So if you can really master the art of striking oil, of getting people talking about things that they love, getting people talking about things that they find interesting, you're going to have drastically better interactions, and if you have drastically better interactions, you're going to have drastically more sales.